Welcome to part 4 of this start to finish mix. Today we're going to be digging into reverb, delay, spatial processing. So we're going to take the track from this. And by the end of the video it's going to sound a bit like this. Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to set up a new bus and apply reverb there instead of on the channel itself, because then we can send other instruments to that bus and put them in the same cohesive space. We're going to make sure our mix is set to 100% wet. We're going to use a relatively short decay time for this. Pre-delay of about 2 to 25, so that's fine. We're in kind of the middle of the range there. Reflections, we can change the balance between the early and late. Lower depth results in more early energy. We want kind of the sound of the room without the noticeable tail. And I'll show you how this sounds in just a second once we've set this up. It sounds kind of unnatural in solo, but that's fine. It's going to put things back in the mix by adding that kind of room sound. And by just adding this room tone to different instruments, we can create this front to back depth. So now let's set up our second channel. This time we're going to call it room tone. And this is where we're going to look for that actual kind of room sound, that noticeable reverb tail that you're probably used to. So we're going to go longer decay time. I'm going to shift it to more depth. And we could even try here changing to like a hall or something a little bit bigger. I don't want too much of that ambience because I want the snare to be in your face. Again, we can check references. We don't just have to use references for kind of overall frequency balance. We can use them for specific elements. So here, for example. Could still do with some more brightness on that snare. And what we're going to do here is add a kind of saturated, higher frequency version of the snare and blend it in underneath. So that odd harmonic seemed to work really well. And I definitely want to improve that gating because we're now getting a lot of that hi-hat coming through. And what we can do here, a little trick we can do with a multi-band, we can dip this kind of area where we're going to have more hi-hat. What I'm doing here is I'm ducking this high frequency content when the snare's not in. So we're using a multiband compressor, but as an expander. So instead of compressing downwards, we're expanding upwards. So that when it hears the snare, we kind of get back to where we were. But then as soon as that snare drops out again, it dips that high frequency content and suppresses it, which is where a lot of that hi-hat is. I actually quite like what that's doing tonally to the snare, because depending on how we set that range, how much it's boosting, we're actually boosting the top end a little bit here. But let's move on now. So we've got our snare reverb, that's sounding good. Guitars, we could do with a bit of reverb on those as well. So for these, I'm not going to go for much room tone or noticeable reverb tail because they're quite constant anyway. So you can't really hear that reverb tail. It just clouds up the mix. Whereas that ambience, just pushing it back a little bit in the mix with kind of those early reflections, that's going to help create a little bit more dimension. And I think instead of doing it on the bus, we can actually think about the guitars individually. We can kind of decide what we want to push back versus keep at the front. Push back the high. Cool, that's fine. And then we could also try some room tone on the whole kit. Just a tiny bit. And then for vocals, we'll probably do some delays. Harms, we definitely want to push those back. So we'll do some ambience.
Blaming the girls who hate you, saying we'll crush what you build. Nobody can to save you, begging that they'll protect you, hoping that they'll defend you.
So notice when I bypass those, they come forward in the mix. By using more reverb on the harmonies, the backing vocals, and less on the lead vocal, it allows us to create even more separation between the two. So now for the lead vocal, I'm not going to use those existing channels. I'm going to do a slightly different space. So we could go for a little bit of plate.
But who protects me? Blaming the girls who hate you.
And by putting them in a separate space, it creates less of that kind of cohesive, everything's in the same room sound. But if we put everything else in one space and then the vocals in a different space, it's going to help contrast. And by using a shorter time, near 1 second, versus on our room tone here, we were at 2.3, that is going to have a similar effect of like bringing it closer to you.
They'll protect you, hoping that they'll defend you. But who protects me?
So we want that to be pretty subtle. Then we can use a stereo delay to give them kind of like a slap back space, which is just a really common technique for keeping the lead vocal in your face while still adding a sense of space. And I'm just doing this straight on the channel because again, this isn't something that I necessarily want to use on anything else. I could set up on a bus, but because it's only going on the lead vocal, I'll just do it directly there and then we can adjust our mix knob instead.
But who protects me? Blaming the girls who hate you, saying we'll crush what you build. Nobody gets to save you, begging that they'll protect you, hoping that they'll defend you. But who protects me?
So we're using milliseconds instead of quarter notes because I just want a really quick slap back rather than kind of a noticeable echo down the middle. And then once we've got our settings here, we can also unlink these so that it's a little bit different on the left and right, and that'll create more stereo width as well. High pass here to brighten it up a bit. And a little bit of low pass too. Just puts it back in the mix a little bit. And then the cool thing with this is you can add some reverb, distortion. You can even do some funky stuff with doubling, phasing. Just subtly to add some depth. And then we can blend that in. Now let's check a verse just to make sure that's not crazy over the top. It's still pretty intimate. I'm going to just add a high shelf here to the reverb because it was just sounding a little bit too dark on that snare. thought Tom could do with some too. So this, we're now getting into kind of like finishing touches and problem solving, but just while we're here and as we're getting towards the end anyway, I'm just going to address that. So it sounds like super phasey when that comes in. Really piercing. What if we just have one? That's better. Okay, more automation on the vocal. Put some soothe on the end of that vocal chain just to get those kind of, anytime the two vocals come together, it gets a little bit piercing, a little bit phasey.
Hoping that they'll defend you, but who protects me? Maybe the girls who hate you, saying we'll crush what you build. Nobody can defend you.
Turn it down a bit. I mean, we've got so much going on vocally in those choruses that we don't need it to be super loud. It should be this kind of lo-fi wall of sound, which we just want to check that in the verses it's kind of clear and front and center. Just getting lost in some places. Still not completely happy with that snare sound. I'm actually going to try blending in a sample now underneath. We've done as much as we can to kind of get it working with the sound that we already have. And I don't want to replace it completely, but we might be able to just blend something in underneath a little bit. Cool. So we've done our reverbs, we've done some delay, and we don't have any kind of echo on the vocal yet. That's one more thing we could add that could work in those verses. And then what we'll do is we'll take a quick break, come back, do a final listen, and any finishing touches. And we're going to tune this in the verse because that's where I primarily want this, because that's where we'll really be able to hear it.
You punished me. You misbehaved. You misbehaved. You misbehaved. You misbehaved. You misbehaved.
Brighten it up a bit.
You misbehaved. Punished me.
really subtle. Okay, cool. We can play around with the vocal levels a little bit more later, but we're done now for reverbs, delays, that kind of stuff. So make sure you come back for part 5 to see finishing touches, and we'll do a bit of mastering as well, and then we'll be finished. So hopefully you're learning a lot here and you're finding this enjoyable. If part 5 is out, I'll link to it here so you can just click and watch. Otherwise, YouTube thinks you'll like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.